two beards?
That's none of your fucking business.
I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. I'm doing well. So watching you and Kathy Bates, incredible. It was incredible to watch that chemistry between you two. And she described you as a very truthful actor. How would you describe her as an actress based on this experience?
Same thing. She's a very truthful actor. Also, Kathy, as your job as an actor is to put yourself 100% into the part. Some people may not play certain kinds of characters because they don't want to look bad or something like that, but that's not your job as an actor. If you're doing a movie that has a bad guy, somebody has to be the bad guy. And if you're going to play the bad guy, you have to make it as bad as it can be, because then there's nothing to offset the other side, and so these characters happen to be, in this one, she's the bad guy, and she puts herself into it 100%, and when I play this character, people say, oh, do you ever worry about saying those raunchy things? Well, if that's who you're playing, you've got to do it. You can't halfway do it, and that's what I love about Kathy. She doesn't do anything halfway.
And let's talk about that for a second, kind of your character and playing that type of role. You think about a character that's dealing with depression, this drunken character, it's almost similar to like Dudley Moore and Arthur, this drunken guy.
Right.
How difficult is it to play that character and commit to that role?
Well, first of all, you're the first person who's ever drawn that comparison with Dudley Moore, and that's really brilliant of you.
Thank you.
I love it when somebody asks a good question and makes a good observation. But yeah, that is, you have to see this guy as an abused child, a kid who didn't have a chance. That's why he sees himself in Thurman Merman. So what does he do? He gets drunk, he's cynical, he's intolerant, and at the end of the day, inside, there's a beating heart who probably wishes he had something, but is afraid to ever get it because he's afraid he'll only lose it. And I think right now, especially in our society, a lot of people feel that, and there are a lot of Willies walking around out there, or laying on the sidewalk somewhere. And I think in this sequel to the movie, I think it's more emotional, and those things are more evident in this one.
What can I do for you?
Will you be able to find me at my grandma's house in Grand Rapids? Because no one's going to be at our Chicago house for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, don't worry, I'll find you. But hey, do Sandy a favor, will you? The address of where you're not going to be? Write it down on a piece of paper and bring it back to Sandy, will you? All right, honey, good girl. What do you want?
I want Minecraft, Halo 5 Guardians, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Project X Zone 2, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Trilogy.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, I don't care. What can I get you?
A stuffed cat that moves but doesn't poop, some duct tape so I can build a boat.
What?
A stuffed cat that moves but doesn't poop, some duct tape so I can build a boat.
Okay. Have a seat. What can Santa Claus get you?
A penguin. It doesn't have to be alive.
The hell are you looking at me so funny for?
Sorry, Santa. I had to go.
Oh, is that you? I thought it was me.
One of my favorite scenes is when the kids, they come and they sit on Santa's lap, and there's clearly a young girl who doesn't speak any English, and your reaction is so authentic. You don't know what she just said. How much of the scenes is like that authentic, improvised moment versus like scripted?
I always try to be an improvisational actor. Even when I'm sticking to the script, you try to make it fresh every time. In the case of that young girl who got on Santa's lap there, that reaction was real. I didn't know that was gonna, I had no idea she didn't speak English, and she sat up there, and they would tell her to ask me, like, in other words, in the script, some of the questions they were going to ask me were in the script, not all of them, and my reaction wasn't always in the script. But when she jumped up there and started that, and I stared at her like I did, it was because I'm like, how am I supposed to answer that, you know? So yeah, that was a completely genuine reaction.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
such a pleasure.
You too.
That's what I love when I read the script. There's two ordinary women who find themselves in a circumstance that require them to be extraordinary, and that they do it.